Hey everyone, today I woke up feeling a little off, like I was losing momentum again. So I decided to turn back to the movies I love, the ones that once lit a fire in me. And now I want to share this moment with you, not just as memories, but as a story, a personal one. You see, I believe men are born with a mission. But because most of us grew up only being conditionally loved, we learn to fight for approval. We try so hard to meet expectations, to prove ourselves, that we don't realize how much we're losing in the process. We stop noticing who's really there for us, and who's just there to take. For those of us who are givers by nature, who live to serve and uplift, there is no such thing as a balance between giving and receiving. We give until there's nothing left, and the more we give, the more life winds up, getting ready to hit us hard, to wake us up. The earlier we wake up, the less it hurts, but I woke up at 38, and because I was late, the punches came from all directions. Family, business, friends. Life didn't hold back. It hit me straight in the face. I fell. I broke. I lost pieces of myself. But that doesn't mean I stayed down. I got back up, wiser, more awake, and more relentless than I've ever been. And if I had to sum up this season of my life, it would be with a quote from one of my favorite films. It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Rocky Balboa. If you've been hit too, I hope this video reminds you, you're not alone, and you can rise again. Share your journey in the comments. Let's rise together. Hey everyone, this is the second chapter, the second film, the second reflection of my life. I've never been the kind of man who gives up. Not because life was easy, but because I refused to let other people define my limits. They told me I wasn't athletic enough, that my body would hold me back. In school, coaches laughed, teammates joked, but I didn't fold. In primary school, I trained relentlessly and made the basketball starting five. At the same time, I was playing amateur football. And because I didn't want to isolate myself from the team, I chose to become a goalkeeper. Not to avoid the fight, but to stay in it. Every coach I met had doubts. Every new team had whispers. He's too heavy. He won't last. But every single time, I trained harder. I showed up stronger, and I made them eat their words. When it came to school, I wasn't focused at first. But when I realized education would shape my future, I changed. I studied less, but smarter. And I graduated with honors, earning a scholarship to help my family financially. I didn't stop. I squeezed 4 medals into 5 years of university football. Then came the business world. It didn't welcome me with open arms. I started at the bottom, support staff. But I climbed, earned, led. Eventually, I took over the family business and grew it by 1,200%. That wasn't luck. That was hunger. I've fallen many times, but every single time I've responded with resilience. That's the pattern of my life. Not winning, reacting. Not avoiding pain, rising through it. And that's why, when I think of this chapter of my life, I hear one quote louder than the rest. What we do in life echoes in eternity. Gladiator. I'm still struggling, but I don't doubt where I'm going. Not for a second. What we do in life echoes in eternity. All right, friends, this is the third film, and the most honest version of where I am today. I've fallen before, but this time, it's different. This time, I've lost almost everything. My business, my savings, my sense of security, and most of all, my father. Losing him made me realize something I couldn't see before. He was never just my dad. He was a shield, a silent protector. Problems never reached me because he was already standing in their way. When he left, they all came crashing in. Money problems, business failures, pressure. I tried to save everything. I gave everything, used my own resources, then borrowed, then hoped. But hope without support is just a slow collapse. I ignored what was happening in the business, because it was family. But family turned out to be the first to leave. My mother, my sisters, they didn't just walk away. They pushed me, pressured me, demanded more, while giving less. And when I had nothing left to give, I wasn't loved. I wasn't even seen. The people I once called friends? Gone. No phone calls, no visits, because I wasn't useful anymore. Because I had problems. And that's when this line hit me like a brick to the chest. It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything. Fight Club. I finally understood it. There's nothing left to lose. And maybe that's exactly what I needed. Because now, for the first time, I'm not holding on to anyone's approval or anyone's expectations. This isn't survival anymore. This is rebirth. From this point on, I'm not rebuilding for them. I'm rebuilding for me. Here we are, the fourth chapter. Not about pain anymore. This one's about defiance. I never believed I deserved what happened to me. Not from my family, not from my so-called friends, and not from the business world. And because I couldn't accept it, I called it what it truly felt like. Death. Not physical death, but a slow burial, a betrayal. Like I was Brazil, beautiful on the surface, endless oceans, warm trees. But behind me, violence, slums, a world that didn't see what I really carried inside. Everyone I loved took turns killing me. One buried my trust, another buried my voice. They buried my presence, my dreams, my name. But they never got to my soul. They tried to silence me, but I didn't scream. I stood. They tried to make me cruel, but I chose kindness. Every single time. They thought they were taking everything, but the most powerful part of me, they couldn't touch. They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom. Braveheart, my freedom is my mind, my character, my decision to still be a good man. That's my rebellion. That's my legacy. So yes, they may have burned my house, shattered my circle, and dragged me through fire. But I'm still walking, and I'm walking free. You buried my body, but my soul walks free. And now, I've saved the deepest part of me for last. This final film isn't about business. It's not about family. It's not even about pain. It's about love. There was a time I thought I had it all. A career, a name, a plan. But when everything collapsed around me, when the noise faded, all I had left was her. At first, I thought love was a reward, something you earn by being strong, successful, dependable. But when I fell, and fell hard, that's when I saw what love truly is. Love doesn't just hold you at your best. It stands when you're lost, humiliated, and hollow. And the hardest part was realizing how far I had drifted from what mattered most. I was so busy saving everything. I forgot to hold on to her. And still, in the silence, when I had nothing left, when no one called, she stayed. She stayed when the world walked away. She saw a man no one else saw. She heard the voice I was too ashamed to use. Happiness is only real when shared. Into the wild. I finally understood that line. The wilderness wasn't the world, It was my heart. And in that wilderness, she was my compass. She reminded me who I am, not the businessman, not the provider, but the man, the boy, the soul. And now, I don't just want to succeed. I want to build a life worth sharing. She didn't save me, but she reminded me I was worth saving. If you've made it this far, thank you. This wasn't just a video, it was a reflection of pain, of loss, of strength, of becoming. Maybe your story looks different, or maybe it's exactly the same in ways words can't explain. I didn't share all this for attention. I shared it so that someone out there, maybe you, would feel a little less alone tonight. So tell me, which part of this hit home for you? Was it a moment, a film, a line? Drop it in the comments. Let's not pretend anymore. Let's connect. One man to another. One soul to another. I'll be here, reading, listening, growing, just like you. Until next time, stay strong, stay honest, and most of all, stay human.